Transformation of sentences. Usage of in spite of. Study the following sentence. He is poor, but he is very honest. The word poor in the above sentence talks about the quality of the subject he. Hence, after rewriting the above sentence using in spite of, we get in spite of being poor, he is honest. The same sentence may also be written in the following structure: in spite of plus pronoun plus noun form of the adjective. Hence, after rewriting the above sentence using in spite of, we get in spite of his poverty, he is honest. She is very rich, but she is not very happy. In spite of being very rich, she is not very happy. In spite of her riches, she is not very happy. He was very young, but he fought very bravely. In spite of being very young, he fought very bravely. In spite of his young age, he fought very bravely. She dropped the dish, but it did not break. In spite of her dropping the dish, it did not break. Here we have two different subjects, hence we have one model only. She is blind, but she writes beautiful poetry. In spite of being blind, she writes beautiful poetry. In spite of her blindness, she writes beautiful poetry. He was ill, but he attended the meeting. In spite of being ill, he attended the meeting. In spite of his illness, he attended the meeting. He failed, but he was promoted. In spite of having failed, he was promoted. In spite of his failure, he was promoted. It rained heavily, but they went out. In spite of having rained heavily, they went out. In spite of heavy rain, they went out. She worked very hard, but she did not get good marks. In spite of working very hard, she did not get good marks. In spite of her hard work, she did not get good marks. I was not well, but I attended office. In spite of not being well, I attended office. In spite of my illness, I attended office. He is poor, but he is generous. In spite of being poor, he is generous. In spite of his poverty, he is generous. Geeta has lived in AP for several years, but she cannot speak a word of Telugu. In spite of having lived in AP for several years, Geeta cannot speak a word of Telugu. In spite of her living in AP for several years, Geeta cannot speak a word of Telugu. It was raining heavily. Still, we decided to go out shopping. In spite of heavy rain, we decided to go out shopping. Thank you for watching this video. For more videos on functional and usage grammar, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Visit us at Ayala Somayajula Nageswar Rao.